Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tuesday Night Trucks with KMA Racing. I am Scott Kolovic, your announcer for tonight. This is KMA TV. We appreciate you guys taking time out of your evening to join us out here tonight. Tonight is Pro Automotive Night with Jason Russo, our sponsor for the evening. Right off the bat, a big shout out there to Pro Automotive. Jason Russo, ASE Certified Mechanics out of Dudley, Massachusetts. Alrighty, folks. It is Auto Club week. This is week 4 in a 15-week series. We are out here running at Auto Club this week. Now, last night we ran them off in the Xfinity class, and what a night. 2 cautions. First caution didn't come out till lap 80. A lot of green flag stuff going on last night in the Xfinity class, but tonight we're sitting here in the Chevy Silverado, Toyota Tundras, the Class C pickup trucks, running a fixed set. Going to see how these boys do out here tonight. Same track, different vehicle. Great weather out here, 75 degrees on that track. Air temp sitting at 75. A little bit of information here about Auto Club, also known as California, out in Fontana. Track length of just a shade over 2 miles. 4 turns, of course. The drivers going left. What other way do they know how to turn? I hear till Monday the boys are wanting a road course. We're going to be taking next week off here at KMA Broadcasting due to the upcoming 4th of July week. So next week, unfortunately, no broadcasting until Friday. And we're just going to be running out there for fun on Friday. We're going to be moving the entire point week of next week onto the rear end of the season. So we're going to be doing Daytona at the end of the season. Drivers are finishing up their qualifying runs out here at Auto Club. Now, as we know, qualifying is very important. Last night, Ryan Kuhn and Travis Browder doing an awesome job out there. I do believe it was Ryan Kuhn winning last night, Travis Browder scoring second, Mark Jackson scoring third. All 3 of those drivers out here tonight. Be very cool to see how they do. Qualifying times are coming in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, out there on that front line is Travis Browder with a 39.479. Abe Bowden with a 39.520. In second position, Ryan Kuhn, last night's winner, with a 39.531 in third. Ronald Klein, 39.563 in fourth. In fifth place, his teammate, both drivers for RTK, with a 39.573. Mark Jackson, representing Over the Top Paints and Designs, in sixth. Jason Russo, Pro Automotive, member of Kickin' Asphalt, in position 7. Lee Ryerson Jr., position 8. Position 9 belonging to Ronald Hartfeld. Very strong position in points in the Tuesday night series. 10th position belonging to Darren Reason. 11th position, choosing not to qualify, Robert O'Neill, Tyler Chalk, Gary Whitmer Jr., Kevin Scott Nelson, Joel Guy, and Chris Hogue. Chris Hogue and Gary Whitmer Jr. representing RTK Motorsports. Kevin Scott Nelson representing Kicking Asphalt. Alrighty, we are getting ready to kick off 100 laps out here, ladies and gentlemen, in the KMA Racing Tuesday Night Truck Series, brought to you by our good friends over at Pro Automotive, ASE Certified Mechanics. Drivers starting out of pit row, getting ready to roll them out. Taking an awful long time to get rolling, I'm thinking, but here they go, beginning to roll them out. Must have had a official grabbing a cup of coffee or something. I tell you what, they took a little bit to get rolling out, but they are rolling out now. Travis Browder A lot of hopes out here for Travis Browder tonight. Abe Bowden starting very strongly on the outside line. Chris Hogue opting to start near the rear of the field. Lee Ryerson Jr., going to talk about him in a little bit. Putting on a special event this coming Saturday. Big shout out there to Kristen Phillips representing Mark Jackson, Becky Whitmer cheering on Gary Whitmer. And away goes Travis Browder. Abe Bowden on that outside lane. Ryan Kuhn. A lot of hopes out here for Ryan tonight. Ronald Klein. Brad Ream. 4th and 5th positions. Off to a very nice start. Abe Bowden squeezing down between the two RTK guys. Track wide enough to go 5 wide. Didn't see any of that last night. Might see it tonight. Saw a little bit of 4 wide on a few occasions. Very possible for Travis Browder to lead a lot of laps out here last night. 82, if I remember correctly, led by Ryan Kuhn. Abe Bowden in the light blue Skittles truck opting for that high line. That's going to allow the number 61. Ooh, contact with the 61 and Abe Bowden. No caution will fly. Still under green flags, but I'm going to back that up. I'm going to take a little bit of a look at that and see exactly what happened, even though no caution did fly. There was a little bit of contact right there. Looks like the 74 may have come down just a hair. Bit of a scary sight right there. All right, back up to live action. Abe Bowden still out on that track. Almost was the first caution right there early on. Contact between the number 74 and the number 61. Travis Browder out there on that front line. Ryan Kuhn, Traxxas in a Toyota Tundra tonight. We got two Toyota Tundras out there in front. Ronald Klein, position 3. First, second, and third pulling away. Looking at the number 76 of Ronald Klein pulling down a fast lap of the 39.564. Last lap of the 39.644. Travis Browder with the last lap of a 39.486 with the fast lap of the 39.486. Very close times. Position 4 belonging to Brad Ream. Mark Jackson back there in a very solid position 5. Came in 3rd place last night. Definitely knows what he's doing. Catching you on an update on those race points. On Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays are scored individually. In the week 4 of 15, Travis Browder at number 1 spot with 121 with 1 win. Average start of 1st, average finish of 4th, but he's got that win. Ronald Klein with a win as well. Average start 10th and average finish of 4 with 120. Ronald Hartfeld in 3rd place with 114, no wins. So 121, 120, 114, Travis Browder, Ronald Klein, and Ronald Hartfeld in the points chase. Jason Russo, tonight's sponsor, Pro Automotive. Started 7th, currently is in 6th position. Possibly having some internet issues, I'm thinking. That's no good. Ronald Hartfeld, 3rd in points, moving up 2 spots from his start position. Taking his time around this 2-point mile speedway. Gary Whitmer, started 14th, advancing 6 spots up to position 8. Gary Whitmer running with RTK Paints and Designs along with Chris Hogue, Brad Ream, and Ronald Klein. Nice looking Chevy Silverado. Showing his support of pad. Abe Bowden trying to get himself worked back towards that front. Ninth position, not bad for a fella who just about wrecked. Big shout out there to Paul Pellizer. Paul Pellizer rooting on Jason Russo of Kicking Asphalt. Wanted to talk a little bit about Lee Ryerson here. Currently is in 10th position, down 2 spots from 8th. This coming Saturday, folks, we'll be put on a very special race. Lee Ryerson approached me. An anti-bullying awareness race. 125 laps at Charlotte. You notice there's 125 on his truck. 125 is the number of the night, Saturday. And we're going to talk a lot about anti-bullying. Posted up a GoFundMe account today for a little girl who succumbed to bullying, took her own life. So it is a devastating problem, and this Saturday we're going to be spending a whole lot of time talking about it. Number 224 taking his time getting around the 125. 224 Kevin Scott Nelson, University of Michigan. Do you believe he is a representative of Kicking Asphalt as well? Along with Dave Acacia. Dave Acacia not in tonight's field, unfortunately. Riding shotgun with Kevin Scott Nelson. We're going to notice that line, that deep drop right there done by Kevin Scott Nelson. Drivers are allowed to go down below that white line, but sometimes rocking back up onto that apron will cause you more trouble, and you'll lose that 1/10 of a second. But that baby blue truck up there in the distance, that's Abe Bowden working his way around Ronald Klein. Abe Bowden is a man on a mission here on lap 11 of 100, caution free. 2 lead changes, Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn. Travis leading 10 laps, Ryan leading 1. Kevin Scott Nelson 7.9 seconds back, getting ready to get real busy with the 125 of Lee Ryerson. Nationwide is on your side. Well, pretty soon you're going to have the University of Michigan on your side. Trying to stick that bottom, trying to make it stick, hoping he's going to slide up. Gives it up, back up to the high side. If he's going to pass him, he's going to pass him on the slow side. Ryerson realizing that. That might be the break that Kevin's been waiting for. They seem to be making a little bit of time up there on Abe Bowden and Ronald Klein. Lee Ryerson getting very close up there. Got in there, found a little bit of hamster juice. Good racing right here between RTK. Actually, that is Gary Whitmer. I thought that was Ronald Klein. That is Gary Whitmer up there. Gary Whitmer getting his groove on with the number 74 of Abe Bowden. 74.5, 125, 224. Putting a good show. Abe Bowden finding a little bit more go-go juice, getting away from the number 5. Checking back up with our race leader, Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn, Ronald Klein sitting back there in third. Ronald Klein hanging with the 2 youngsters here on lap 14. Neither of these 2 drivers right here, Ryan or Travis, very aged. Sitting at, I do believe that Ryan is actually 18. Travis 23, I believe. Ronald Klein doing his best to catch up with the 2 youngsters, sitting at his 2nd gap. Mark Jackson sitting in 3rd position, having his hands full with the number 61 of Brad Ream. Brad Ream with RTK. I'm going to take a look at this paint job on Mark Jackson. Over the top paints and designs. A good friend, John Hedrick. Very nice looking truck right there. John Hedrick with over the top paints and designs. You can check him out on Facebook. Mark Jackson doing a good job out here. Big shout out there to his fans, Mama Patty and Kristen Phillips. Mark Jackson upping 2 spots to position 4. Going to the rear of the field, checking in with a couple of drivers. Robert O'Neill, currently 15th position. Started back in 11th. 1 lap down. Something must have happened right there. Not sure why Robert O'Neill would be 1 lap down. Chris Hogue, currently 14th position. Joel Guy, 13th. Started 16th, going in the right direction. 14 seconds off of our race leader on lap 17. Darren Reason in the number 98. Position 12. Kevin Scott Nelson, Lee Ryerson, and Gary Whitmer Jr., 9th, 10th, and 11th. Still trying to track down the number 74 of Abe Bowden. Drivers have got to get into that long haul frame of mind out here. This is not a shootout. This is a long haul run. Hoping to see some green flag pit stops coming up soon. Looking at, I do believe, 28 laps of Sunoco fuel is what these drivers are anticipating out here. Gary Whitmer in position 9, Abe Bowden position 8. Lee Ryerson doing his darndest to get around the number 5. Just can't seem quite to get that run and pull he needs. Inside view with Kevin, looking at Lee and Gary. About the tightest racing we have on the track right now, belonging to these 3 drivers. Drivers are spread out. Ryan Kuhn battling it up with Travis. Looking like the number 51, doing his best to keep Ryan off. Now this is some good stuff right here. Ronald Klein is 2.5 back from Travis and Ryan. Ryan Kuhn with the run on that inside. Travis going to go down with him. I tell you what, this could look like it could possibly get one of these drivers into trouble with the other one. Gonna ride around the track with Ryan Kuhn here for a minute or two. Both of these drivers, amazing drivers, pulling down a last lap of a 40.2. Travis Browder in the Cessna Tundra. Ronald Klein still holding strong at 1.4 back. So you have to ask yourself, folks, is this a little early to be running hard as Ryan is running Travis? Now, I understand running away from the field, but I mean, these two boys right here, it doesn't appear that Ryan's just trying to keep pace with Travis. It appears he is trying to beat him. He's got to keep in mind that this is not go time. Burning up those tires, using that fuel. I don't know, Becky Whitmer asking if she should close her eyes. I'd tell you what, I honestly expected these two drivers to already wipe one another out. But right now, they're holding it together, so I don't know. They claim to be professionals. Doing a pretty good job out here so far. Checking in on Ronald Klein, sitting back in third. Again, this field has greatly stretched out. Number 61, RTK. Nice looking paint job right there, being driven by Brad Ream. You got to really enjoy the metallic on those rims, looking very sharp. Mark Jackson has dropped down to position 5, one position up from his starting of 6. Ronald Klein moving his way forward into position 6. Abe Bowden showing his love and respect for Nicky Klinian. Pad, Purple Pride, being driven by number 74 of Abe Bowden. Gary Whitmer Jr. sitting in position 8. Lee Ryerson position 9, and Kevin Scott Nelson rounding out our top 10. Gary Whitmer has actually been able to pull away from Kevin and Lee. Not much closer to Abe Bowden, but has pulled away, leaving Kevin Scott and Lee to battle it out. Darian Reason flying solo here, position 11, and Joel Guy still on that lead lap in position 12. Robert O'Neill trucking along, one lap down. Good job for Robert O'Neill, and he is actually behind the leader by 2 laps. Checking in on Ryan. Well, I'm not sure what happened up here, but I do believe Travis Browder. There he is, Travis Browder on pit row. Alrighty, so the strategizing, as my grandpappy used to say, is already happening in place. Travis Browder with an early pit stop. Ryan Kuhn staying out there. 4 tires and fuel. And away goes, that is Travis Browder. Away goes Travis Browder out of pit row. Travis Browder with an early pit stop, and that's going to separate him away from Ryan Kuhn. That'll move Mark Jackson up to position 2. And Ronald Hartfeld, position 3. Actually, Gary Whitmer up to position 3 now. Well, good job for Gary Whitmer. And he's in a really safe place, actually. Driver coming out of pit row. I do believe that was Brad Ream. Brad Ream making his green flag pit stop. Good action between Lee Ryerson and Kevin Scott Nelson, still getting it on lap 28. Green flag pit stop starting to take place, ladies and gentlemen. More green flag pit stops happening here with Lee Ryerson, Gary Whitmer Jr. in pit row. Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer with GW Graphics. Got a couple of new logos out there for GW today. GW working hard to make an introductory video to update our latest sponsor, GW Graphics. Got that installed. Saw that at the beginning of the broadcast. Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer with GW Graphics. Gary Whitmer on his way out of pit row. Lee Ryerson on his way out of pit row. A little bit of a race there going on out of pit row between Ryerson and Whitmer. That will still put Ryan Kuhn out there on that front line. Number 51, Travis Browder, has caught up to Ryan Kuhn. But that'll put Travis Browder one lap down. Got to keep in mind now that Travis has pitted. But interesting situation here because they were riding together. Now, as Travis passes Ryan Kuhn, he's no longer a lap down. Travis, the speed he's got right now pulling away from Ryan Kuhn, technically he's on that lead lap because Ryan Kuhn, the leader's behind him. But the reason that he is gaining this speed is he's on fresher tires. Ryan Kuhn's tires, they have just about got to be shot and bald, you know. So we're watching Travis tear it up and get it on out of there. Ryan Kuhn, I'm expecting to be pitting just about every time. But what was interesting is during that rotation, the way it lined back up, it was like, ooh, we meet again, my old nemesis. And I expect Ryan Kuhn and Travis Browder be playing this cat and mouse game with one another all night long. They were first and second last night. Mark Jackson, position 2. Mark Jackson making his round of green flag pit stops. Had a little bit of a right side damage going on there with the number 3 over the top paints and design Silverado. 4 tires and Sunoco fuel for the number 3. Mark Jackson on his way out of pit row. .224 Scott Nelson on his way out of pit row. Mark Jackson getting it up to speed. He will reset in position 4. Alrighty, at lap 33 of 100. Let's get a current status on our running order. Ryan Kuhn, Travis Browder first and second. No, Travis Browder first. No surprise there. Mark Jackson in 4th. Brad Ream in 3rd. A Bode in 5th. Gary Whitmer Jr. sitting in position 9. 19 seconds back. Kevin Scott Nelson, 22 back. Ryan Kuhn, position 3. To my knowledge, he has not yet pitted. I cannot verify that information. He possibly has and snuck by. Nonetheless, he's in 3rd position. Brad Ream moving it up to 2nd. Travis Browder out there in first. Ronald Klein, RTK Motorsports, sitting in a solid 8th. Really pretty cool that all of the RTK Motorsports guys, they got matching vehicles separated out by a color scheme. All of those vehicles painted up by Ronald Klein. Ronald Klein in the number 76, Gary Whitmer. Well, I guess Gary's is pretty different. I think Gary's is actually hot off the presses. Looks very good, though. Very sharp. Gary Whitmer sitting in position 9. Darren Reason, 1 lap down. Dangler Brothers Racing. 1 lap down, still in it to win it though. But definitely looking for the caution as he drops to 2 laps down along with Robert O'Neill. Joel Guy, love it or leave it, United States Marine. Also our tech guy, also showing purple pride for Nikki Kaleni. We usually have our monthly Race 4 pad on the first Sunday of the month, but we are going to delay that 1 week as well due to the 4th of July holiday. We will be having that actually the 2nd Sunday of July. Either way it goes, be careful this coming July 4th weekend. Could be an extended weekend for a lot of drivers, workers. So be safe. People against distracted driving. Travis Browder, position 1, leading 29 laps. Running a very nice line out there. 7 seconds back, though, is Brad Ream. Another RTK. Ryan Kuhn making his presence known to the number 61 of Brad Ream with a run down to that inside. Ryan Kuhn with a big run to that inside. Back over to Brad Ream side by side with Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn not quite able to finish the deal. Running side by side. Able to make that pass. That will move Ryan Kuhn up to position 2. Brad Ream to position 3. Ronald Hartfeld back in position 4. Coming around, Abe Bowden. Abe Bowden in position 4. Being overtaken by Ronald Hartfeld. Abe Bowden with a little bit more of a pronounced high line. Not much of a fan of that lower groove. Lee Ryerson part of this small pack. Position 6, rare caution free at lap 41 of 100. Mark Jackson side by side with the number 76 of Ronald Klein. Position 8. Now again, keep in mind, these drivers have got to go into pit road 2 more times. 7-second gap between Travis and Ryan. Mark Jackson sitting at 20.3 back. Gary Whitmer, position 9, 20.9 back. Right along with the number 76 of Ronald Klein with RTK, trying to get up there too, Lee Ryerson Jr. Lee Ryerson Jr. coming underneath the number 74 of Abe Bowden. Can he? I think I can. I think I can. I thought I could. Ronald Klein thinking, brother, if you don't do it, I will. .125 underneath, and follows is the number 76. 76 taking a twofer. Side by side with number 125. Back to Abe Bowden. Ronald Klein, a man on a mission now. Talk about practice, practice, practice. Ronald Klein has been out here half the day today practicing, and more practicing. And again, see how Abe Bowden way up onto that high side, more of a low lane pronounced by the 125 and the number 76 of Ronald Klein and Lee Ryerson. Not 100% sure such that high line is working for Abe Bowden, currently in 7th position. Mark Jackson on the tail end of Abe Bowden. Mark Jackson taking home 3rd place last night in the Xfinity class. Ryan Kuhn, Travis Browder, 1st and 2nd. We'll be doing this again on Friday. Friday we're going to be running the Cup cars, the big bad boys. The Toyota Camry, the Ford Fusion, the Chevy SS. It'll be an open set, which means the mechanics are allowed to play. Gary Whitmer having to take a big back off for that number 3, Mark Jackson, over the top paints and designs. Gary Whitmer looking like he's going to set up for a run on that inside lane. Gary started 14th, currently is in 9th position. If you listen close, you can actually hear the points where they lift. You'll hear that little knock in that engine. Gary Whitmer with the run, with the run, with the run. He's on the inside. Mark Jackson leaving that door open. Gary Whitmer, some side-by-side action. Take it, take it. Gary Whitmer, what a man right there, completing the pass on the number 3 of Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson possibly not really liking that idea. Mark Jackson might challenge back the number 5 of Gary Whitmer. That's a good pass there performed by Gary Whitmer. Actually, Gary seemingly to pull away a little bit from the number 3. Gary Whitmer now making a move on. Abe Bowden. Gary Whitmer almost to the rear end of the number 74 of Abe Bowden. Drops, doing the duck and run. And around goes Gary Whitmer. 2 passes in a row for Gary Whitmer. That'll put him up to 7th position. Good job, GW. Mom out there rooting on Gary Whitmer. Checking in with our race leader, Travis Browder. He has widened that gap onto Ryan Kuhn by almost 7 seconds. Brad Reams sitting at 8 seconds back. Ronald Hartfield in 4th, sitting at 21 seconds back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, couple of quick commercials. Give you a chance to grab a cup of coffee. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. People Against Distracted Driving, PADD.org. Keep them on your mind this weekend when you are out and about. Very busy weekend coming up with the 4th of July. Ryan Kuhn, 2nd position. Brad Ream still holding his own back there in 3rd. Ronald Hartfield in 4th. Lee Ryerson Jr. Nationwide is on your side, advancing his position up. Gary Whitmer up to 6th position. Very nice run being done right here by 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. 7th being Abe Bowden. Gary Whitmer up there in 6th. Abe Bowden going into pit row. Scheduled pit stop, green flag for the number 74 of Abe Bowden. Qualified second out here tonight. It's a long drive down pit row, I tell you what. Abe Bowden taking rights. Taking lefts. Green flag pit stop. No penalty. Abe Bowden on his way out of pit road. Good job there too, Abe Bowden. Ryan Kuhn heading off into pit road. Back-to-back green flag pit stops on lap 54. This is the long ride we're talking about. Very long ride down there to pit row. But Ryan Kuhn doing a really good job of it, showing us how to do it. Staying to the right, following the rules. There are rules. Good job there too, Ryan Kuhn. Started out 3rd. Taking the rights, pretty sure he's going to be taking those lefts. Did not take lefts. Interesting. Hopefully that will not come back and bite him in the you-know-what. Ronald Hartfield out there in that number 1 spot. That'll put Lee Ryerson Jr. in 2nd, Gary Whitmer in 3rd. Kevin Scott Nelson advancing on to 2nd position as the statuses do update. Good run out here being done by Kevin Scott Nelson. Big shot out there too, Donald Stewart Racing. About that, Donald, I do believe. Just about that. Might have been 32. But now you got to remember, we've had drivers run out. Another green flag pit stop. Travis Browder getting a big run on those fresher tires. Literally whipping around the number 91 of Joel Guy. Travis and Ryan separated by about 9 seconds, I do believe. Mark Jackson in position 2. Abe Bowden 1 lap down due to his green flag pit stop. Moving it on forward. I can tell that Mark Jackson is on older tires. Lee Ryerson, Abe Bowden ripping by. Mark Jackson in position 2. Kevin Scott Nelson in position 1, 2.5 seconds ahead of Mark Jackson. Ronald Hartfeld pulling up out of pit row. Lap 58 of 100, 7 lead changes, 0 cautions out here tonight. And here comes that fresh tire action of the number 15. Ronald Hartfeld coming out of pit row just a few seconds ago, getting it out here, getting it up to speed. Mark Jackson 3 seconds back off this race leader. Several drivers out here right now hoping there'd be a caution. But I tell you what, they're doing a great job out here tonight. I am very impressed. Kevin Scott Nelson, position 1, leading his 3rd lap of the night. Looking at it from our blimp view, this is how spread out these drivers are. Kevin Scott Nelson, position 1. Mark Jackson, position 3, 3.5 back. Travis Browder, about 1/8 of the way around that track back in 3rd. Ryan Kuhn, pretty good distance, 16 seconds back. Ronald Klein, the last driver on the lead lap, 35 seconds behind our race leader. Now, he needs to be concerned about that because this is a 38-second track. So basically what that means is he has got the leader barking down his back by about 4.5 seconds before he goes a lap down. Lee Ryerson, first driver, a lap down. Lee, Abe, Ronald, Whitmer, and Ream, 1 lap down. 5 drivers on that lead lap. Good racing, caution-free racing tonight in the KMA Racing Tuesday Night Trucks Auto Club, California. California dreaming. Been dreaming about a caution-free race here for quite a while. And I'll tell you what, folks, I don't know what it is. Maybe Donald and Stuart and Paul out there on that KMA TV chat can help me out with this. We have gone caution-free more times at Auto Club than any other track. And that is absolute truth and fact. And I do not understand why that is. Help me out with that, Donald Stewart. It's a wide track, plenty of room. Right up there with Michigan. Michigan is another pretty good-sized track. Don't have the same results out there at Michigan, though. Right along with our race leader, Kevin Scott Nelson. Mark Jackson, position 2. Coming around pit row. Mark Jackson 5 seconds back off of our race leader, Travis Browder, 9.9 back. Ryan Kuhn, 14 back. Hitting that apron hard, trying to squeeze every ounce out of this wide track that he can. Driving it like he stole it. Going to have to drive it even harder than that. He's going to have to drive it like his mama stole it. Donald Stewart helping me out because it's wide and fast. That line you take to get a run. More spread out, absolutely. Good information there, Donald Stewart. This is indeed about the tightest racing we have right now. Sitting on lap 65 of 100. Going to be seeing some more green flag racing coming up. There in Reason. 2 laps down. Still going around this 2-point-mile track along with Joel Guy and Robert O'Neill. As the stats do update, Robert O'Neill now becomes the first driver a lap down. Kevin Scott Nelson must have got into pit row, sitting back in 10th position now. Must have missed that green flag pit stop. That'll put Travis Browder up there in first place, and Ryan Kuhn sitting in. Well, Mark Jackson into pit row right now. Green flag pit stop by Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson started 6th, currently is in 3rd. As Paul says, it is time for those final pit stops. We're on lap 67 of 100, 33 to go. Not sure who that driver was on the outside there. Kind of driving down the inside lane of pit row. A little bit of a violation right there. I actually want to back that up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a proper pit stop, just for educational purposes. Just to educate. Drivers are asked to stay to the right. He gets there to the right, comes in hot, and then starts riding down on that left. Now, there's no other traffic there, but again, you know, rules are rules. Past Mark Jackson on the inside. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not liking the way that driver pitted. Nonetheless, we're back out there to green flag racing with Travis Browder. Look at that. You come to watch a race and you get a lesson in racing etiquette. What about that? How about that? Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn, 1st and 2nd position. Ryan Kuhn, 3.8 back of Travis Browder. Ronald Klein, 3rd position, 25 seconds back. RTK Motorsports upping their position to position 3 and position 7. Kicking Asphalt sitting in position 9 with Kevin Scott Nelson. Jason Russo, unfortunately, not sure what happened to Jason Russo actually. Not sure if it was a penalty, what the deal was. Nonetheless, Kevin Scott Nelson battling hard against Travis Browder. Travis Browder puts Kevin Scott Nelson 1 lap down with that maneuver right there. Kevin Scott Nelson needs to stay in front of Travis Browder to keep from dropping down 1 lap. right along the rear end of Travis Browder. Muffler view, if you will. Big runoff there. That is exactly what Donald Stewart was talking about. Kevin Scott Nelson on that outside with a big run. That's because Travis Browder heading off into pit row. This will be the final pit stop for Travis Browder. Abe Bowden, pit row. Joel Guy exiting out of pit row. I'm not sure if Mark Jackson ran out on pit row or not. Now, if that was the case, that would be a reason that the driver did not do that etiquette. Now, if he was jammed up there at 30 miles an hour, well, that driver really had no choice. Now, you're right, Becky Whitmer. I had actually not even considered that. Big shout out there to Becky Whitmer. Actually giving out an option. Very possible Mark Jackson was slower on that lane. I hadn't thought about that. Well, if he wins this race or gets top 3, we're going to have to ask him about that. Gary Whitmer advancing his position up there to position 3. Started out 14th position. Ronald Klein into pit row with RTK Motorsports. Mark Jackson out on that track in position 8. Joel Guy 4 laps down, hot on his heels. If Mark Jackson did run out on pit row, it hasn't cost him a whole lot. 20 seconds, 26 back off of our race leader. Current race leader, as they change again, is Brad Ream. Alrighty, we're getting some inside information right there, folks, from the real-life co-pilot of Mark Jackson, Kristen Phillips, informing us that he did indeed run out on pit row. Now, since that was the case, Robert O'Neill had no other option but to pass him down on the right side. Well, you know, that explains that. Simple as that. Very good. Very good. Becky Whitmer knows what's going on. Kristen Phillips verifying it. Ryan Kuhn, Travis Browder, Brad Ream. At it again up here, positions 1, 2, and 3. But, you know, even for running out of fuel on pit row, Mark Jackson still is in position 5. 24 seconds back. And is already cutting that lead down. Similar situation to last night watching Travis Browder and Ryan Kuhn. They could very easily take one another out. And that would be a heartbreaker. Looking like they're running very tight on those bumpers. 72. Heading up high. Predict duck and run. And I predict Travis will counteract. Ryan Kuhn following the line of Travis Browder almost word for word. Brad Ream 1.3 seconds back. Travis Browder down to that inside lane. After that round of green flag pit stops, getting a update on the running order. Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn, Kevin Scott Nelson, Brad Ream, Mark Jackson in 5th. 25 seconds back, though, Lee Ryerson. Ronald Klein, Abe Bowden, position 8. Ronald Hartfield, first driver, 1 lap down, along with Gary Whitmer Jr. But I tell you what, caution free out here tonight. Amazing, amazing job these drivers have done out here tonight. Joel Guy's still running, bless his heart, 5 laps down. Abe Bowden, he has been a force to contend with out here tonight. Very respectful driver. Travis Browder trying to work his way around. Again, if he passes him, he's going to put him a lap down, and that will put Abe Bowden 1 lap down. Travis Browder passing Abe Bowden, putting him 1 lap down. Now Travis has got to contend with Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn, I'm pretty sure Abe Bowden is letting Ryan Kuhn by. Abe doesn't want to interfere into the personal race going on between Travis Browder and Ryan Kuhn. Laughing out there at Donald. You know, Donald's got an interesting point. Now, there was a race here recently Travis won, and he blew his engine up. First driver I know to win a race with a blown engine. Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn. Lap 80 of 120 to go. This will be signed, sealed, and delivered right in about 12 minutes. Kevin Scott Nelson, 8.2 seconds back. Mark Jackson, 26 seconds back. Ronald Klein, 5th position, 32 back. And Lee Ryerson Jr., last driver on that lead lap, 35 back. But again, this is a 38, 39 second lap, so Lee Ryerson could very easily be put down a lap by Travis Browder. Abe Bowden, Ronald Hartfeld, Gary Whitmer, Brad Ream, 1 lap down as well. Abe Bowden having a personal race with Ronald Hartfeld. You want to be the first driver a lap down. You definitely want to have that position out here. In case there is a caution, first driver lap down will automatically get that lucky dog position. If the caution were to fly right now, there would be at least 5 drivers that would stand a chance of getting the free pass. What an interesting situation that would end up being out here after tonight's race. Now, you got to remember also, Monday night, the first caution did not come out until lap 80. Well, we're on lap 83, so no more talking about the caution, folks. We'll be talking about some green flag finishers out here tonight. Travis Browder leading his 58th lap. Ryan Kuhn still 0.6 back. He's still there. It's all about the line here at California. What a night it has been out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday Night Trucks, Auto Club. Check us out on Friday. We'll be running the Cup cars. It'll be a lot of fun out there Friday night. Big shout out there to our sponsor, Pro Automotive, ASC certified mechanics, foreign and domestic emissions diagnostic AC service, Dudley, Massachusetts. Big shout out there to Jason Russo. Unfortunately, having to take it to the hauler tonight. Travis Browder getting ready to lap another driver. Running lap times of a 39.9. Lap times down by half a second of his fast lap of a 39.486. Travis Browder getting ready to put Lee Ryerson Jr. a lap down. Lee Ryerson Jr. is in 5th position. Travis Browder coming underneath Lee. That'll put Lee Ryerson 1 lap down. That'll put 4 drivers on that lead lap. Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn, Mark Jackson, Ronald Klein. Ryan Kuhn right there on the tail end of Travis Browder. Lap traffic right here could be an influence. Let's see how Ryan and Travis work their way around double lap traffic vehicles here on lap 87. 13 to go. 12 lead changes. Gary Whitmer leading 1 lap. Ryan Kuhn with a big run around Lee Ryerson. Gary Whitmer leading 1 lap. Brad Ream leading 1 lap. Kevin Scott Nelson leading 8 laps. Ronald Hartfeld leading 1. Mark Jackson leading 2. Travis Browder leading 63 laps out here tonight. Mark Jackson 29 seconds back. Ryan Kuhn coming up to the lap traffic of Joel Guy. Joel Guy getting high. Trying to stay out of Ryan's way. Ryan is a man on a mission. Right now, though, he is falling to 1 second back. Mark Jackson falling to 30 back. Ronald Klein falling to 34 back. Now at this rate, there is possibility that Travis Browder will lap Ronald Klein. Ronald Klein about 4 seconds back. That speck up there on the horizon, that is Ronald Klein. That'd be pretty amazing if Travis Browder did get up there. Ronald Klein sitting in 4th. Mark Jackson in 3rd. Lap 90, 10 to go. All right, so here sits Ronald Klein. And there sits Travis Browder. Ronald Klein, Travis Browder. Travis Browder has got a chance that he may run down the number 76 of Ronald Klein. Ryan Kuhn sitting right there. And Mark Jackson, they took it the forward way rather than the backwards way. So again, I don't think Travis will get to Mark Jackson, but there's a possibility that Travis will get to Ronald Klein. Got about 9 laps to get her done out here tonight. Don't believe Travis is going to have much of a problem getting her done tonight. Ryan Kuhn falling to 1.1 back. Mark Jackson at 31 back. Lee Ryerson falling 1 lap down as well. 4 drivers on that lead lap. But I tell you, what a race out here tonight. It's been a long time since the boys had a caution-free race. They've done a very good job out here. Abe Bowden still running his run around this track, 1 lap down. Great job. Gary Whitmer Jr., Brad Ream. RTK Motorsports right there, hand in hand. Big shout out there to Kickin' Asphalt, Kevin Scott Nelson. Jason Russo came out tonight. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened, but I had to take it to the hauler. Darren Reason 2 laps down. Joel Guy 5 laps down. But what a trooper, though. Still in it to win it. Mark Jackson, 3rd position, 31 seconds back. Ronald Klein, 35 back. Again, Travis Browder possibly going to catch the rear end of Ronald Klein. Ryan Kuhn, 1.5 back. I know Travis is getting very excited. But he's got to stay focused. He's not done. It's not over until the fat lady sings. Lap 95 of 100. Pretty sure he's going to have enough fuel. That shouldn't be an issue. Ryan Kuhn might be taking it a little bit tight. And that is how close Ryan is to Travis. He's got him in his sights. Could actually probably throw a stone. Have to throw it pretty hard. Maybe use a slingshot. 1.458 back. Join us Saturday live broadcast for the anti-bullying awareness race brought to you by Lee Ryerson. Live broadcast by KMA TV. We're going to be talking a lot about ways we can help our children, help ourselves. I've even seen bullying out here in iRacing and Facebook. That has got to be one of the worst. I can't say the worst, but I'll tell you what, it's a big issue out there on Facebook with bullying. We're going to find out all about it on Saturday, July 1st, 4 days from today. Mark Jackson in 3rd position. That'll be 2 third places for Mark Jackson 2 nights in a row. Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn, 1st and 2nd on Monday. We're going to flip that up tonight. Travis, barring disaster, will be in 1st position. Ryan Kuhn. Tell you what, Travis and Ryan, they got it dialed in tonight. Traxxas. Traxxas. Not sure how to pronounce that. I'm going to have to ask Ryan Kuhn how to pronounce that. Mark Jackson, big shot out there too. Over the top paints and designs. Lap 98 of 100. 2 to go. Travis Browder. What a man, what a man, what a mighty fine young man. Travis Browder. All these drivers did a great job out here tonight, I tell you what. Barring a last-minute caution, we will have 4 drivers landing on that lead lap. Ronald Hartfeld, first driver, 1 lap down. Travis Browder, Ryan Kuhn, Mark Jackson, Ronald Klein. And I tell you what, you know it's been a good race, actually, when you either see a lot of drivers on the lead lap, because that means there wasn't any wrecks, right? Or when you see just a few drivers on that lead lap, well, that can mean one of 2 things. Everybody got wrecked out, but in tonight's situation, it came down to pitting, fuel strategy, tire strategy. We saw 2 tires, we saw 4 tires. We're going to find out all about it from Mark, Ryan, and Travis here momentarily. That will be Travis Browder. Lap 100 of 100, Travis Browder. Winning it at Auto Club Speedway Oval Circuit. What a good run out here tonight. Being done by Travis Browder. Great run by all the drivers out here. Awesome, awesome racing out here tonight. How about it, Mark Jackson? Have you got a copy? Awesome running out here tonight. Travis Browder working on those final donuts out there. How about it, Mark Jackson? Have you got a copy?
You got me?
There you are. How you doing, Mark?
Sorry, brother. Having a little radio trouble. Man, what a race.
What a race indeed. Hey, I hear something about you got in trouble with a fuel load there on pit row.
Yeah, we were trying to stretch it. We made it on 2 stops.
2 stops?
Yes.
Wow, amazing.
We went 33, 33, and 33, and one more.
Wow, that is very impressive. Well, I tell you what, you've got 2 third places in a row. You got 3rd place last night, right?
Yeah, this shit's getting old, man. We're getting tired of finishing in 3rd place, but you know, a podium's better than putting it in the fence. So we got to be happy and got to be proud. Just super stoked, man. We went caution free again tonight.
Yeah, great job. Well, we had 2 last night, but we improved it tonight. Great job, Mark Jackson. Final shout-outs there to the girls and to the painter.
Oh, absolutely. Got to thank my sponsor, John Hedrick, Over the Top Paints and Designs. Catch him on Facebook. Catch him on iRacing. He's the best, one of the best, if not the best on the planet. Got to give a shout-out to my lovely fiance, Kristen. She's down here helping me out on pit road. And also Mama Patty. You know, she's up there in the stands giving a big hoot and holler to her.
All righty, copy that. Great job tonight, Mark Jackson, getting 3rd place 2 nights in a row.
Thank you, Scotty.
All righty, how about it, Ryan Kuhn?
Yes, sir.
Now, you won last night, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were a little short tonight. Talk to me about what happened.
We were going to go with the original pit strategy 2-stop race, but then I realized, we weren't going to make it. So I tried to short pit, take 2, and then try to catch up to Travis a little bit. Did that, went another pit stop, took 2, and then we were on really old left side tires, and it just didn't really work out for us tonight. But I was trying to catch him down at the end, and I slapped the wall with 2 to go and tried to do it.
All right, well, I tell you what, very impressive. Now, I had promised the fans that your sponsor on the side of your truck, you were going to give us a little bit of education on speech in it. Traxxas. What is that and how you pronounce it?
Well, I took it off Trading Paints, Traxxas. They do a bunch of stuff. I actually have an item from Traxxas. They do, firstly, they do RC stuff, like RC cars and all this stuff. And it's really cool. Got one in my house. It's gas powered. And it's pretty badass.
All righty, cool. Good job. They're badass. Sir, you were pretty badass tonight. Position 2. Good job.
Thank you.
All righty, but the man of the hour. Hey, Travis.
Hey, Scott.
Am I ever going to get tired of talking to you?
Hi, Scott. How you doing?
Doing very good. Talk to me about your night, Travis.
I tell you what, caution free. Oh man, me and Ryan had a pretty good battle there at the beginning of the race there, and you know, it was all about that clean air. Try to hold them off as we could. I short pitted on lap 27 or something like that, and then really changed the whole complexion of this race. And like I had a big lead, I had a very nice comfortable lead, and then I took 4 tires again, and then I short pitted on the last caution or the last green compliant pit stop on lap 77, I think. And me and Ryan had a pretty good battle. I caught some couple lead lap guys, and I got in the Brad just a little bit, and I rubbed him just a little bit, and it was my bad, but it didn't have any damage. But it was a good race. It was a lot of fun for sure.
Alrighty, final shout-outs.
You, Scott, for KMA TV, all the guys that were here tonight. Ted for Gearhead Paint Shop, John Hendrick over the Top Paints and Designs, Mike Kalini for Pad, People Can Distract You Driving. Big shout out to the fans, especially Becky. Big shout out to her, and big shout out to Gary Whitman for GW Graphics.
Alrighty, copy that. Good job, Travis Browder. We'll see you there on Friday.
Alrighty, thank you, Scott. Fun race.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to flash those results, and we're going to get out of here ourselves. Check us out on Friday when we go to Auto Club in the Cups.